Good morning. So, myself, I'm Shobha, working as lecturer in mechanical engineering at Fort Polytechnic, Madeira. So, today we are going to discuss the topic is steam boilers. So, in this, we are going to discuss what is mean by steam boilers and what are the function of steam boiler and what are the requirements of a good boiler and what are the how we are going to select the boilers and classification of steam boilers. Okay, so in it is steam boilers. So first we discuss first what is steam, then what is steam boilers. Okay, in definition first we have to discuss what is steam, then what is steam boilers. Okay, so for coming to the first term, it is steam. Okay, so what is steam? So steam is a vaporized form of the water. Okay. So where we get the steam means from the water. Okay. So steam is a vaporized form of water. Okay. So in a vessel, we are taking some water in a vessel. Okay. So we are supplying the heat to the vessel. Okay. Where we supply the heat means by the combustion of the fuel, it releases the heat. So this heat is utilized for heating the water in a vessel. Okay, so by heating this water is converts in its temperature is increases. Okay, so upon heating this water is converts into steam with high temperature and pressure. So steam is a vaporized form of water. Okay. So where we use this steam. Okay, so this steam is used as a working fluid in the thermal power plant. Okay, so we are generating steam. Okay, where we use this steam means it is used in the working fluid as a working fluid in thermal power plant. Okay, so that we are generating the in thermal power plant with this steam, we are generating the power. Okay, so already we discussed a thermal power plant. Okay, so it is consisting the four components: steam boilers, steam turbine, steam condensers, and heat pump. Okay, so in steam boiler we are generating the steam. Okay, so this steam is used to rotate the blades in a turbine so that it generates the power. Okay, so at the exit of turbine, steam is having low pressure and temperature. It is converts into water with using the steam condensers. Okay. Then this feed water is again supplied to the boiler with help of pump. Okay. Earlier we discussed. So in steam, so this is the use of steam. So this steam is mainly used as a working fluid in thermal power plant for producing the power. Okay. Then we are going to discuss what is steam boiler. Okay. What is steam boiler? So steam boiler is a closed vessel in which steam is produced from water by combustion of fuel. Okay, so steam means it is a vaporized form of water. Okay, so steam boiler. So steam boiler is nothing but it is a closed vessel in which steam is produced. Okay, in a closed vessel we are taking the water. Okay, for water we are supplying heat. Okay, where this heat is supplied means by the combustion of fuel. Okay, by the combustion of fuel it releases the heat. So this heat is utilized to heat the water. Okay, so that the water is converts into steam. Water is converts into steam. Okay. Then what is the purpose of boilers? Okay, it is generate the steam. Then what is the purpose of using the boilers? Okay, so boilers are used for generating power in steam engines or steam turbines. Okay, so these boilers are used for power generation in steam engines or steam turbines. Okay. And in textile industries, it is used for sizing and bleaching. Sizing and bleaching. So for complete cleaning, it is used in textile industries. Then for it is used for heating and building in cold weather. Okay, in cold weather it is used for heating the buildings. Okay, heating the buildings in cold weather and for producing hot water for hot water supply. Okay. So this steam is used for heating the buildings as well as for producing the hot water. Okay, for hot water requirements. So these are purpose of boilers, purpose of using the boilers. Then we are discussing what are the primary requirements of a boiler. Okay, so for using the boiler, what are the requirements, primary requirements. Okay, so the water must be, for using the boiler, the water must be contained safely. Okay, so water in a boiler must be safe water. We are using water in a boiler is safe water. That means some purity of water. Okay, so if impure water we are using, it affects the life of blades in a turbine. So that to avoid that, we are using the safely water in the boilers. Okay, and the steam must be safely delivered in desired condition. Okay, the steam must be safely, water must be safely, and steam must be safely delivered in desired condition. Okay, desired condition means its pressure and temperature and should quality and required rate. Okay, so for any boiler, it's a pressure. So it is based on capacity, operating pressure. Okay. So mainly in boilers, we are using two main terms. So one is based on operating capacity and how the quantity of steam generated. Okay, mass of steam generated. So in different, it is pressure and mass of quantity of steam generated is different for different boilers. Okay. So for example, if we take Cochrane boiler, its operating pressure is 6.5 bar. Okay. For Cochrane boiler, its operating pressure is 6.5 bar. Okay. And the evaporating capacity, that is 3000 kg per hour. Okay, the maximum capacity for Cochrane boiler, it is up to 4000 kg per hour. So like that, it should be maximum capacity for Cochrane boiler. Its maximum operating pressure is 6.5 bars. So if we exceed, it is not in safe in condition. Okay, so that its pressure should be below the maximum capacity. Okay, so like that, pressure should be within safe conditions, and temperature is also, and the quality of steam is also important. Okay, wet steam or superheated, so it is superheated steam, so that its life of steam turbine blades is increases. Okay, so if quality of steam is not good, it affects the life of steam turbine blades. Okay, so if the water content in steam, if water is present in the steam, that means it affects the turbine blades. Okay, how means if the water particles are there, it affects the corrosion is formed on the uh, turbine blades. Okay, so its life is reduces, and required rates, that is mass generating evaporating capacity. Okay, so 3000 kg per hour, like that, it is important. Okay. Next, the important terms of a boiler. Okay, important terms. So in boiler, these are the important terms. So we repeatedly use these terms. So one is a boiler shell. Okay, so boiler shell. So it consisting the boiler shell, or it is also called drum. Okay, and then it having combustion chamber. The boiler is consisting the combustion chamber. Okay, then combustion chamber is for burning. Okay, combustion chamber is for combustion of the fuel is takes place in the combustion chamber. Then grat. Okay, so grat is used for collecting the ash. Grat is used for collecting the ash. Then fourth is the furnace. Okay, so here furnace is located below the boiler drum. So where we locate this furnace is below the boiler drum, and fuel is burnt in the furnace. So fuel is burnt in the furnace grate. Okay. The grate is located in the furnace, So fuel is burnt on the furnace grat. Okay. So the necessary air for combustion is supplied through the grat. Okay. For combustion of fuel, we are supplying necessary air through the grat. Okay. Then heating surface. Okay, we are using heating surfaces and mountings. Okay. So mountings are used for safe operations. So mountings are used for safe operations. So mountings are pressure gauge to know the pressure and water level indicator. So in boiler drum, up to which level we are maintaining the water. So if water level is reduced, it okay. So it shows the effect. So that it should be water should be within desired level up to the mark. And some feed check valve, safety valve, manhole. Okay, in next we discuss. So that are boiler mounting. So boiler mountings are used for safe operation of boiler. Okay, then accessories. Okay, accessories are used for increasing the efficiency of boiler. Okay, accessories are increased for efficiency of boiler. So accessories are economizer, superheater, air preheater. Okay, so earlier we in next classes we will discuss about mountings and accessories. So here terms shell. Let us discuss boiler terms. So in boiler terms, it is shell. First shell. So shell, it is consisting of one or more steel plates. Okay. So shell is nothing but it is one or more steel plates bent into a cylindrical form and riveted or welded together. Okay. It is makes one or more steel plates are makes in a cylindrical form. So the shape is in the cylindrical form and the complete steel plates. So here we are using one or more steel plates. With these steel plates, we are making the cylindrical form. Okay, so all are riveted or welded together. Okay, the shell ends are closed with end plates. Okay. Then setting. So setting is the primary function of setting is to confine heat to the boiler and form a passage for gases. Okay. It is made of brickwork and may form the wall of the furnace and combustion. Okay. So its setting is the primary function is to heat to the supply the heat to the boiler. Okay, and form a passage for gases. So in furnace, it releases the hot gases. In furnace, combustion of fuel is takes place. It releases the hot gases. So here, hot gases are supplied to the boiler. Okay. So from the furnace to the boiler, it separate the one passage. Okay. సో మనకి ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఫర్నేస్ లో హాట్ గ్యాసెస్ అనేవి రిలీజ్ అవుతున్నాయి. ఈ హాట్ గ్యాసెస్ ఫర్నేస్ నుంచి బాయిలర్ కి సప్లై చేయడానికి సెట్టింగ్ అనేది ఒక ప్యాసేజ్ ని అరేంజ్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో హాట్ గ్యాసెస్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఫర్నేస్ టు కంబషన్ ఛాంబర్ టు బాయిలర్ కి సప్లై చేస్తుంది. అంటే ఇది ఒక ప్యాసేజ్ ని మనకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది గ్యాసెస్ ఫ్లో అవ్వడానికి. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ మేడప్ ఆఫ్ బ్రిక్ వర్క్. సో సెట్టింగ్ అనేది మనకి బ్రిక్ వర్క్ తో ఉంటుంది. బ్రిక్ వర్క్ తో ఏంటంటే మనకి హీట్ లాసెస్ అనేవి అట్మాస్ఫియర్ కి జరగకుండా ఉండడానికి, టు రెడ్యూస్ ది హీట్ లాసెస్ టు ది అట్మాస్ఫియర్, ఇట్ ఈస్ మేడప్ ఆఫ్ బ్రిక్. ఓకే, అండ్ మే ఫార్మ్ ది వాల్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫర్నెస్ అండ్ కంబషన్. ఓకే, సో ఫర్నెస్ నుంచి కంబషన్ కి మనకి ఒక వాల్ లాగా మెయింటైన్ చేస్తుంది సెట్టింగ్ అనేది. ఆ వాల్ ద్వారా ఏంటంటే ఒక ప్యాసేజ్ అనేది ఏర్పడుతుంది. త్రూ దిస్ ప్యాసేజ్ హాట్ గ్యాసెస్ ఆర్ ఫ్లోస్ టు ది ట్యూబ్స్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ సెట్టింగ్. Then grat. So grat is a platform in the furnace upon which fuel is burnt. Okay, so in the grat fuel is burnt. Okay, and the grat is also used for supply of air. Necessary air for the combustion is supplied through the grat. Okay, so through this grat, after combustion of fuel, ash is produced. So through this ash through this grat we collect the ash within the ash pit. Okay, So next, furnace. So furnace, it is the chamber formed by the space above the grate. Okay. So it is a chamber formed by the space above the grate. So which is located above the grate and below the boiler. So furnace is located below the boiler shell, in which combustion takes place. Okay. So boiler, it is located. Furnace is located within the boiler shell, below the boiler shell. Okay. So below the furnace, grate is located. Okay. So furnace is used for the combustion process. So in the furnace, the combustion is takes place. Okay. So next, water space and steam space. So what are the terms? What is water space and what is steam space? Okay. The volume of the shell that is occupied by the water is termed as water space. Okay. So within the shell, the water is up to the water is within the shell. Water is occupied. It is called as a water space. Okay. So within shell, we are having the in shell we are having the water. Okay. If the water is occupied up to that mark, it is called as a water space. Okay. While the entire shell volume less than the water and tubes is called steam space. Okay. So more volume it is occupied by the water and the remaining volume it is less compared to the water space. So that is called the steam space. Next, mountings. So boiler mountings are the items which are used for safety of boiler are called the boiler mountings. Okay. So boiler mountings are used for safety operations. Okay. So boiler needs various devices for adequate control and operation, and such devices are called the mountings. Okay. So mountings we are some of the mountings are we are using in boiler: pressure gauge, water level indicator, a safety valve. Okay. So these are essential devices fitted on the. So these boiler mountings are fitted on the boiler for safety of operations. Okay, these are used for safety of operation. So some boiler mounted pressure gauge. So if a pressure gauge, what is the purpose of pressure gauge? To indicate the pressure of steam generated. Okay, water level indicator. Water level indicator to indicate the water level in the boiler. Okay, then safety valve. Safety valve purpose to allow the steam to escape if the steam pressure exceed the safe valve. Okay. So if the pressure is exceed, then it is release the steam to allow outside. Okay. Then fusible plug. Fusible plug, safety device to protect the boiler from overheating. Okay. So fusible plug we show when the water level within the boiler is less. So water level is less. It show then the boiler is get overheating. Okay. At that time it shows the it indicate fusible plug is indicate the overheating of the boiler. Okay. So that we can avoid that. So that we maintain the water level up to the mark. Okay. Then feed check valve. So feed check valve is a non-return valve which allows the feed water to enter the boiler. Okay. Then blow off cock. Blow off cock is used for removal of sediments. Okay. Stop valve. Stop valve to regulate the steam flowing out of the boiler. Manhole. Door. Manhole, it is a door to enter the boiler for inspection. So these are all boiler mountings. Just I am telling all the pressure gauge, water level indicator, safety valve, visible plug, feed check valve, blow off cock, stop valve, manhole. These are all boiler mountings. Okay, these are used for safety of operation. Safety operation. Okay. Then accessories. Accessories are items which are used for increasing the boiler efficiency. Okay, accessories are items which are used for increasing the boiler efficiency are called boiler accessories. Okay. So boiler accessories we are used some of commonly used in steam power plant are feed pump, economizer, superheater, and air preheater, steam trap, steam separator, steam injector. Okay. So these are used for increasing the efficiency. Okay. So these auxiliary devices are installed within the boiler for proper operation and to increase the efficiency of the plant. Okay. So these are called the boiler accessories. So in next classes we discuss about all the working of mountings as well as accessories. Then water level in boiler terms and water level. So the level at which water stands in the boiler is called water level. Okay, up to level. Okay, the level at which water stands in the boiler is called water level. Okay, it shows the level of water with level of water in the boiler. Okay. Then refractory. So refractory, it is a insulation material used for lining combustion chamber. Okay. So insulation material is used for lining the combustion chamber to reduce the heat losses. Then foaming. Foaming is the formation of steam bubbles on the surface of boiler water due to high surface tension of water. Okay. So due to high surface tension, the water steam bubbles are formed on the surface of boiler. Okay, it is called the foaming. Then scale. So what is scale? So a deposit of medium due to extreme hardness occurring on the water heating surfaces of boiler because of an undesirable condition in the boiler water. So a deposit of medium due to extreme hardness occurring on the water heating a surface of boiler because of an undesirable condition in the boiler water. Okay, so by in boiler shell we are continuously heating the water. So it is a continuous process. Okay, so by continuous process because of some undesirable undesirable particles presence in the water, it form the scale. Okay, so due to continuous heating, there is a scale is formed on the surface of boiler. Okay, so that it takes the more amount of heat. So if the scale formation means it is a layer, it is a layer formed on the surface of the boiler, so that it absorbs the more heat. Okay, it absorbs it. We need to further we need to supply the more heat. Then blowing off. Blowing off is the removal of mud and other impurities of water from the lowest part of the boiler, accomplished with the help of blow-off cock or valve. So blowing off. So blowing off is nothing but the removal of mud and other impurities water from the boiler. Okay. So it is the process of removing the mud and impurities from the water is called blowing off. Okay. So it is removed with the help of the blow-off cock. So blow-off valve, it is remove this mud from the with the blow-off valve. Okay. Then lagging. So lagging, it is a insulation wrapped on the outside of the boiler shell or steam piping. Okay. Insulation is wrapped. So insulation is provided on the outside of the boiler shell or steam piping. Okay, it is for reducing heat losses. Then we discuss what are the requirements of good boiler. Okay, so for selecting the boiler, what are the requirements? For good boiler, what are the requirements? So the boiler should be capable of producing maximum amount of steam. Okay, the boiler should be capable of producing maximum amount of steam. Okay, based on that we are selecting the boiler. Based on that capacity we are producing the boiler. Okay, then the boiler should be occupy less space and should be capable of quick starting. Okay, it should be quickly started. So based on that we are selecting the good boiler. The boiler should be safe in working. Okay, safe in working, that is the water must be contained safely so that the steam must be safely delivered in desired condition. Okay, so water must be in safe and steam must be safely delivered in desired condition. Okay, so for boiler, the boiler is designed up to the operating pressure. Some it is fixed, which is having maximum operating capacity. So based on that, boiler are designed. So if the pressure, operating pressure is up to that, within the limit, it is safe in working. Okay. Then all parts should be easily accessible for inspection and repairs. Okay. The boiler parts should be easily for inspection and repairs. Okay. So based on that, yeah. So these are the requirements of a good boiler. Then we will discuss classification of boilers. Okay, the boilers. How can we classify the boilers? Okay. So first, it is based on axis of boilers. Based on the axis of boiler, it is three types: horizontal boilers, vertical, inclined boilers. Okay, based on the axis of boiler, it is horizontal, vertical, inclined boilers. Then according to the content in the tubes, according to the content in the tubes, 5 tube and water tube boilers. Okay. So if the content in the tubes means within the tubes, if the fire is flows, that means the hot gases flows within the tubes, it is 5 tube boiler. Okay. If the water is flows within the tube, it is water tube boiler. Okay. Then extremely fired and internally fired. So that is the location of furnace. So location of furnace, it is externally fired and internally fired. So externally fired means the furnace is located outside the boiler. Okay, furnace is located outside the boiler. It is externally fired. Internally fired means the furnace is located within the furnace, within the boiler. So it is a part of boiler. So here the furnace is located outside the boiler. Okay. Then based on circulation of water, it is forced circulation and natural circulation. Okay. So natural circulation means here no pump is required. Natural circulation means no pump is required. That means circulation of water is due to difference in density. Circulation is done due to difference of density. Okay, from hot water to cold water, due to the density difference, the water is flows. Then forced circulation. So here forced circulation, we are using the pumps. Okay, pumps are used for supply the water with force. Okay. Then based on pressure. So high pressure boilers and low pressure boilers. So if the pressure is more than 80 to 100 bar, it is 80, above that it is high pressure boilers. Below the 80 bar pressure, these are low pressure boilers. Okay. Then service. So based on service it is stationary boiler and portable boiler. Okay. So stationary boiler means the boilers are installed in power plants. So the stationary means it is fixed. So stationary boilers are used in power plants and industrial units. Okay. Then portable boilers. So portable are, it is mobile boilers. Mobile boilers. These are used in marine boilers and locomotive boilers. Okay. Then according to the number of tubes. Okay. So single tube boiler and multi-tube boilers. Okay. So these are classification of the boilers. So first, according to the, we discussed horizontal, vertical or inclined. So these are according to the axis of shell. Okay. So if the axis of shell is vertical like this, it is shown in figure. If the axis of boiler is vertical, then it is called vertical boiler. Okay. So if the axis is horizontal, like this. So if the axis of boiler is horizontal, it is horizontal boiler. So it is shown in figure. It is horizontal boiler. So this is the vertical boiler. Okay. So what is horizontal boiler, horizontal, vertical, inclined? So if the axis of the boiler is horizontal, then it is called horizontal. If the axis of boiler is vertical, it is vertical boiler. Okay. If it is inclined, it is inclined boiler. Okay. So if the axis of the boiler is horizontal, vertical, or inclined, then it is called horizontal, vertical, or inclined boiler respectively. Okay. So next, according to the use. So according to the use, these are stationary boiler. Okay, that means it is a fixed boiler. It does not move. So it is used in the power plants. Okay. Then mobile boiler. So mobile boiler, it is a temporary. So it is movable from one location to other. Okay, the stationary boiler figure is shown here, and mobile boiler, this is the figure. So stationary and portable boiler. So stationary boilers are used for power plant steam, for central station, utility power plants, for plant process steam. Okay. So stationary boilers are used in power plants and industrial units. Okay. Then mobile or portable boilers include locomotive type and other small unit for temporary use at site. Okay. These are used for temporary use. So these are used in marine boilers and locomotive boilers. Okay. Then, according to the content in the tube. So according to the content in the tube, water tube boilers and five tube boiler. Okay. So this is a figure for water tube boiler. Okay. So here we are supplying the feed water to the cylinder. Feed water to the cylinder. The cylinder is having the water tubes. So these are the white color are water tubes. Okay. So these are number of tubes. Okay. So from the cylinder, the water is passes through the tubes. So at the end, it is also again consisting the cylinder. Okay. So within the tubes, the water is flows. Within the tubes, the water is flows. It is surrounded by the red color. It shows the hot gases. So it is surrounded by the hot gases. It is called water tube boiler. Okay. So here red color shows the uh, hot gases. So which are came from the furnace. Okay. So these hot gases which are surrounded, so that the water in the tubes get heated by observing the heat from the hot gases. Okay. So that this water is converts into steam. Water gets heated by observing the heat from the hot gases, so that it forms the steam. Okay. So at the end it is collected as a steam. Okay. So hot gases, then it is exhaust gases are flows to the passes through the chimney to the atmosphere. Okay. So this outside it is a brickwork. Okay. For reducing the heat losses to the atmosphere, we are using the brick lining here. Okay. So this is water tube boiler. Okay. So within the tubes, the water will flows. Okay. And which is surrounded by the hot gases. So it is called water tube boiler. Okay. Then five tube boiler. Okay. So it is reverse to the water tube boiler. So within the tubes, the hot gases are flows. Within the tubes, the hot gases are flows. It is surrounded by the water. It is called five tube boiler. Okay. So same here it is shown in figure. So five tube boiler furnace is located within the furnace. So within the tubes, the hot gases are flows. It is surrounded by the water. So it is a 5-tube boiler. In theory. Then 5-tube and water tube boilers. If hot gases are inside the tube and water is outside the tube. Okay. If the hot gases are inside the tube and water is outside the tube, it is called 5-tube boiler. Okay. That means within the tubes, the hot gases are flows. It is surrounded by the water. It is surrounded by the water. It is 5-tube boiler. So example for 5-tube boilers are Cochrane boiler, Lancashire boiler, and locomotive boiler. Okay. In further classes, we will discuss the working of Cochrane boiler. Okay. Then, if the water is inside the tube and hot gases are outside the tube, it is called 5-tube. Sorry, it is water tube boiler. Okay. So if the water is flows inside the tube, it is surrounded by the hot gases. Okay. So it is classified based on the content in the tube. So if the water is flows in the tube, it is surrounded by the hot gases. That means it is water tube boilers. Okay. So example for water tube boiler are Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. Babcock's and Wilcox boiler, it is one boiler. And Stirling boiler, Arrow boiler. Okay. So in next classes, we will discuss the working of Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. Okay. Then according to the position of furnace. Okay. So internally fired boiler. Okay. So here the furnace is located within the boiler. So this is the boiler drum or boiler shell. Okay. So in boiler shell, furnace is located within the boiler. Okay, that means the furnace is the part of the boiler. Okay, so it is an integral of boiler. So here we are supplying the fuel as well as air. The combustion takes place within the furnace. It releases the hot gases. Okay, these hot gases are used to heat the water in the shell. Water in the shell or drum. Okay. So furnace is located within the shell. It is internally fired. Externally fired. Okay. So furnace is located outside the boiler. So this is the boiler drum. Okay, boiler drum. So here furnace is located outside the boiler drum. So here outside the boiler, the furnace is located here. So within furnace, the combustion takes place. So it releases the hot gas. So here the hot gases are passed to supply to heat the water in the boiler. Okay. So here the furnace is outside the boiler. So it is externally fired boilers. So theory about this: externally fired and internally fired. So the boiler is known as externally fired if the fire is outside the shell. Okay, that means the furnace is located outside the shell. It is externally fired. So externally fired boilers are used in examples Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. So here the furnace is located outside the shell, and Stirling boiler. For this outside the shell, we are locating the furnace. Okay. Then the boiler is known as internally fired if the furnace is located inside the boiler shell. Okay, furnace is located inside the boiler shell. It is internally fired. Okay, so internally fired boiler is used in Cochrane boiler and Lancashire boiler. Okay, so for this we see in working. So here furnace is located within the boiler. Then forced circulation and natural circulation. In forced circulation type of boilers, the circulation of water is done by a forced pump. Okay. So here with the help of pump, the water circulation occurs. Okay. So for example, sir, Velox boiler Lement boiler, Benson boiler. Okay, so these forced circulation boilers are used in high pressure boilers. Okay, modern boilers. So these are modern boilers. Okay. So in natural circulation type of boilers, circulation of water in the boiler takes place due to natural convection currents produced by the application of heat. So in natural circulation, we are not using the any external pumps. Okay. So due to density difference, the water will flows. So that it is a natural circulation. So examples are Lancashire boilers. We are using natural circulation in Lancashire, Babcock and Wilcox boilers. Okay. Then high pressure and low pressure boilers. High pressure, low pressure boilers. The boilers which produce steam at a pressures of 80 bar and above. Okay. So the boiler which produce the steam with the pressure of 80 or more than that, it is called the high pressure boilers. Okay. It is 80 to 100. So it is more than 80 bar, it is high pressure boilers. Okay. So examples for this is Lement boiler, Velux boiler and Benson boilers. Okay. So in Lement boiler, its pressure is operating pressure is 125 bar. Okay. In Benson boiler, its operating pressure is 210 bar. Okay. It is more than 80 bar. So these are all high pressure boilers. Okay. These high pressure boilers we are called also modern boilers. Modern boilers. Okay. The boilers which produce steam at a pressure below the 80 bar are called low pressure boilers. Okay. So below 80 bar pressure means we seen in Cochrane boiler, examples Cochrane boiler, Cornish boiler, Lancashire and locomotive boilers. Okay. So with this boiler, it's Cochrane boilers, its operating pressure is 6.5 bar. That means it is less than the 80 bar. Okay. So these boilers are used, for these boilers we use the natural circulation. Okay. So these are low pressure boilers. So then selection of boiler. Okay. So how we choose the boiler? So based on these factors. Okay. First is based on operating pressure. Okay. So the boiler should select based on the operating pressure. That means based on pressure. Our requirement is 7 bar, 10 bar. So based on that, we are selecting the uh, boiler. Okay. Then steam generation rate. Okay. So per hour, how much kgs of steam we want. So based on steam generation capacity, we choose the boiler. Then quality of steam required. Okay. So at the end of the boiler, quality of steam is important. Okay. Then availability of floor space. This availability of floor space should be less. Okay. Then fuel to be used. Okay. For a boiler, it is internally fired or externally fired. Okay. What type of fuel used? Okay. Based on that, we are choose the boilers. Then nature of the load on the boiler. Okay. So based on our load conditions application, we have choose the boiler. Then initial cost should be low. Okay. So these are the requirements of a boilers.